to Convocation and Welcome Week.
Welcome to Convocation and Welcome Week.
Welcome to Convocation and Welcome Week.
My name is Tate, and I am from Baudette, Minnesota. I am a junior majoring in agricultural and food business management.
My name is Zach, and I'm from Lake Villa, Illinois. I'm a senior majoring in journalism.
My name is Katie, and I am from Great Falls, Montana. I'm a junior majoring in nonprofit management and marketing.
My name is Nikolai, and I'm from Ham Lake, Minnesota. I'm a sophomore majoring in neuroscience.
I'm a junior and I'm majoring in psychology.
I'm a junior majoring in math and business finance.
I am a sophomore majoring in family social science.
I'm a junior majoring in Spanish and Portuguese and French and Italian.
Welcome to Convocation and Welcome Week.
Being a University of Minnesota student means...
Being a University of Minnesota student means...
Being a University of Minnesota student means...
Being a University of Minnesota student means you're a part of a community full of opportunities.
Being a University of Minnesota student means having the opportunity to become not only the best, but the truest version of yourself.
Being a University of Minnesota student means that you're going to get an outstanding education in a beautiful city with amazing people all around you who will help you find your road to success.
Being a University of Minnesota student means being proud of where you came from and being proud of where you are now.
Being a University of Minnesota student means that we are driven to discover.
Being a University of Minnesota student means having pride and Gopher spirit in everything you do.
Being a University of Minnesota student means that you are part of a family that strives to promote diversity on and off campus, that will help you grow mentally and physically, and help you gain life experiences and lifelong relationships.
How are you going to make the most of today?
How are you going to make the most of today?
Learn about your University of Minnesota traditions.
Participate in Welcome Week activities and in College Day today.
Meet people.
Go to faculty office hours.
Be proactive.
Visit your advisor.
Make a budget.
Be resourceful.
Ask questions.
Make connections.
How are you going to connect?
And now, please welcome the President, Provost, Regents, Minnesota Student Association President, and the faculty of the University of Minnesota, and remain standing for the National Anthem.
say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that a flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Please be seated.
I didn't realize 19 is such a cool number, and that video is definitely worth seeing again. Oh, sorry. I got distracted. You know, convocation does that to me. Seriously. Welcome to all of our senior university leaders, our faculty, staff, and our Board of Regents who've joined us today. It's a big day for us, too, and just about all the members of our Board of Regents are here. Board Chair Dean Johnson, Vice Chair David McMillan, Regents Tom Anderson, Laura Broad, Tom Devine, Michael Hsu, Peggy Lucas, Abdul Omari, and Patricia Simmons. Thank you all for being here. I'm also very happy that Joelle Stangler, the president of the Minnesota Student Association and our undergraduate student government leader, is with us on the stage. Welcome, Joelle. Thank you for your advocacy and part of the students. And a special, special thank you to the amazing gang of Welcome Week leaders who work so hard to help you. And how about a cheer for those leaders? Thank you. Maybe I should tweet something out about them. Oh, wait. Can I get a volunteer to help me with tweeting? Goldie, awesome. The world's best mascot, Goldie the gopher. Thanks, buddy. Goldie doesn't speak, but he says a lot. And he is an expert on Twitter. So can you help me out today? Thank you. Now, as Goldie knows, every tweet is limited to 140 characters. But it's the 5,700 characters of you sitting here today that I want to address and congratulate. You may not know this, but there were more than 46,000 applications from high school seniors from all 87 counties in Minnesota, from around the United States and from around the world who wanted to be here with you at this convocation. But only you made it. We're so proud of you, your accomplishments, and most importantly, your potential. And we know a lot about your wide range of talents from the StrengthsFinder assessment that most of you took. I've taken that test too. And here's what I've learned about myself. First, I'm an achiever. Second, I'm analytical, as you would expect from an alum of the College of Science and Engineering. Competition is also one of my strengths, and after that cheer from CSE students, I'm guessing all of you are feeling a bit competitive right now. From CBS, to design, to CEHD, to the College of Liberal Arts, and how about the Carlson School? Sounds pretty healthy to me. But back to Strengths Quest. I'm also... Oh, how about the College of Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resource Sciences? How could I forget? Back to Strengths Quest. I'm also good at individualization, which means getting different kinds of folks to work together. And I'm a learner, which you've got to be in my job. And we all had better be on this campus. But there is a difference sometimes between book knowledge and common sense. And remember, please, that you are entering a new zone of personal responsibility and accountability here on our campus. Please be smart about the choices you make in this new world we call the U. Smart choices in the classroom, smart choices in social situations, smart choices in Dinkytown or Stadium Village, and even smart choices on social media. Please be respectful and welcoming of all of your classmates and residence hall neighbors. Be careful. One big mistake, one bad decision can last a lifetime. Be safe and do fun, important stuff. Join a club, study abroad, volunteer, participate on an intramural team or a musical group. Engage with students like you, and more importantly, engage with students who are not like you. And of course, wear maroon and gold. Be Gopher fans, like at our soccer and volleyball home games next week or tonight at our first football game. And this is very important. And I say this from the bottom of my heart. I'm sure Goldie will agree with me on this. Be careful to avoid those other, far less attractive rodents when they wander aimlessly on our campus. You know, rodents like wolverines or badgers. But seriously, know this. For all of us up here, the faculty, the staff, the regents, it is our obligation to provide you with a rigorous world-class education, a deep, wide, diverse, and global outlook, and 4 years of growth, development, and excellence. And in the next 4 unforgettable years, we expect you to work hard, succeed, and cross the finish line. A little bit older, a lot smarter, and prepared for your next adventure as you live a lifetime as a University of Minnesota graduates. Class of 2019, welcome. Now, let me direct you to the white envelope you were handed as you walked into Mariucci Arena. Everybody's got one. Good. This is an extremely complicated set of directions. First, open the envelope. That tassel is a symbol of your class of 2019. Hang it where you will see it every day. Hang it as a reminder that graduating in 4 years is your goal, and I know that many of us up here are planning to be here in May of 2019 when you graduate. And when you get a second, tweet or Instagram a picture of where you've placed your tassel as a reminder that 4 years from now, you'll be graduating. Goldie, thank you for your help, and good luck, class of 2019.
My name is Nicola, and I'm interested in studying neuroscience.
Hi, my name is Abby, and I'm interested in studying the environment.
We are the class of 2019.
We are the class of 2019.
Hi, my name is Bryce, and I'm interested in studying strategic communications.
Hi, my name is Jonathan, and I'm interested in studying international business.
We are the class of 2019.
We are the class of 2019.
We come from different backgrounds and have diverse life experiences.
We all come together to form the new class at the University of Minnesota.
I am an artist.
I am an athlete.
I am a volunteer.
I'm a musician.
I am a writer.
I'm a dreamer.
I am an explorer.
I am a performer.
I am a scientist.
I am responsible.
I am friendly.
I'm an introvert.
I'm an extrovert. I am social.
I am accomplished.
I am self-aware.
I am resilient.
I am inquisitive.
I am thoughtful.
I am independent.
I am a collaborator.
I am a proud member of the University of Minnesota class of 2019.
We are scholars.
We are the most academically talented class ever.
We are travelers. We represent countries from all corners of the globe.
We are leaders.
We are the class of 2019.
President Kaler and members of the faculty, we present to you our class.
The University of Minnesota class of 2019.
And now it's time to hear from someone who has already been in our shoes.
Gabriel Ramirez Hernandez graduated this year with majors in psychology and French studies.
On campus, he worked with the university's Suicide Awareness and Prevention Group and the Latino International Students Association.
He also served as an ambassador for the Multicultural Center for Academic Excellence and as a literacy mentor.
Gabriel was also involved in research for 3 years, and his work in France has led to his first co-authored article under review for publication.
He is an avid runner, reader, and inquirer of cultures and languages.
Gabriel looks forward to spending the next year teaching in France before attending law school to pursue a career in social justice. Please welcome Gabriel Ramirez Hernandez.
Class of 2019, it is my honor to welcome you to the University of Minnesota, not only your second home, but your newest playground. I would first like to acknowledge and respect the Native communities whose land our campus was founded on. Now, when I was sitting in your seats just a few years ago, I only had the smallest idea of what made this campus so special. Throughout my years here, I've pinned down just exactly what it is that allows our campus to transcend so powerfully time and space. When you storm the court after taking out the #1 seed, or when you walk out of Tate Physics Hall, hands in the air, celebrating after your last final, or when you finally take that symbolic promenade down Scholars Walk, know that these steps have been followed by you, others before you, and will continue to be followed by generations to come. Ultimately, it is these shared experiences that make us such a large and proud community of Gophers. Now, there's one U of M tradition that will make your U of M experience authentic, and that is adventure. Like I already said, it's your newest playground. This is where you're gonna grow. This is where you're gonna be challenged, find a home for your intellectual curiosities, explore a bit, and above all, grow. Now, let me share a few of my experiences and show you just what I mean. Let's start with the falls, since those are probably easiest to get out of the way. Now, I came from a small town in Minnesota, rural Minnesota, and knew early on that I needed a new adventure. In my first semester at the U, I found out what time management looked like, or better, what it didn't look like. And if you're like any other college kid, you're also gonna find yourself at some point with the lowest grade you've ever received on an exam. And yes, the score of 46 was out of 100. But don't panic. Instead, accept the fact that you're at a world-class institute for a reason. You belong here. Realize that you need to just organize yourself, find study spots, find what best ways you learn. And sooner, before you know it, you're gonna really know what topics motivate you and what motivates you to get to class. And for this, the U of M becomes the best playground possible for you. I was interested in the child psychology program, and like many other college students, I wasn't entirely sure it was the best fit for me. Now, instead of taking a traditional intro to psych course, child psych course, I decided to apply for a competitive research position with the #1 ranked institute for child development in the country, housed in CEHD. I applied and wasn't offered the position. However, I applied a second time, and this time I made it. So, although I didn't continue with this child psychology program, I found a new way to investigate that route, and in the end, it opened up so many doors, including, as was mentioned earlier, an opportunity to co-author my first international publication. Now, getting involved in a research lab in your freshman and sophomore year is gonna be so helpful. It's better for the lab, and it's better for you. The lab doesn't have that turnover of training with the upperclassmen leaving. It's much longer, you take on greater responsibilities, and who knows, maybe by senior year, you could be presenting at a national conference. Now, I ask you to pursue these with persistence and at least 3 times. Whatever the opportunity is, do it 3 times. I haven't gotten the 3rd no yet, so it must be working. Now, there's no doubt that you're gonna have a lot of fun here. It's the U of M. It's bound to happen. However, be open-minded. Challenge yourself. I challenged myself to step out of my comfort zone and explore all types of student groups. As a result, I found out that I'm a crummy ballroom dancer. On the flip side, I attended a few running club practices and ran my first 2 marathons. I use student groups also as a way to address issues important to me. I know that you all are going to get deeply invested in your disciplines and want to apply that, and student groups are the perfect route. Now, I did this by turning one of my freshman seminars into a student group, and with the help of the other students, we made the University Suicide Awareness and Prevention Group as a freshman. I also became more involved with the multicultural community and started identifying different pieces of this larger narrative of diversity and equity. And the following year, I would become president of the Latino International Student Association and make honest attempts to encourage other students, other Latinos in inner city schools to take similar steps as I had. Now, these were all ways to get involved with the community, to do something outside, and for me, that was hands down the part that was most important. You are truly in a privileged position. The thing that is going to hinder your learning the most is recognizing that fact and doing something about it. Regardless of your past, you now have another layer of privilege. Education, like all forms of privilege, needs to be taken equally with that same willingness to accept that responsibility. And that responsibility is our moral and ethical obligation to educate ourselves on these differences in our human experiences here. We have, for some of us, this may look more like a full-time, long-term career of advocacy on the deepest level. But I hope that for all of us, this at least means a general understanding and acknowledgement of these issues. And for example, if Black Lives Matter is still a question on your mind, there's work to be done. If a band named Viet Cong after a group that committed genocide doesn't alarm you, there's work to be done. We have a lot of work to do, and we have many different avenues to pursue these. As a U of M student, you have access to some of the best programs, including our cultural studies programs. Take a course there. Gender, women, and sexuality courses. Take a course. You already have to take liberal education requirements. Why not make that something that matters even more and adds value to you? At the end of 4 years, that you look back and say that a course actually changes your perspective on the world. That's something that I encourage you all to do. Regardless of your major, regardless of your goals, your career goals, that's what I think will really take your undergraduate experience to the next level. Now, remember that as great as this world may seem within the confines of this campus, I love this campus, obviously, there's so much more out there. So get involved, research, volunteer, work, intern, get off of campus as much as you can and find ways to get connected to the real Twin Cities communities, because we aren't here alone and we're not just in this bubble. Now, my U of M playground has grown to include an international community. I leave for France next week, and I will be spending a year teaching and continuing research projects with a former French professor of mine. Now, the following fall, I will start my law school career. I will start law school to pursue my career goals while maintaining a close relationship to the communities that have so positively impacted me and served as a great sense of motivation these last few years, and will continue to do so. I encourage you all, now that the University of Minnesota is your playground, to branch out a bit. Have some falls, learn from them. Find a home for your intellectual endeavors, whatever that route may be. Have fun, explore, and by 2019, you will be amazed at how far you've come. Thank you for the opportunity to speak to you all today. I wish you all the best of luck on your big adventure. Go Gophers.
Karen Hansen is the Senior Vice President and Provost at the University of Minnesota.
She is a proud graduate of the U of M with research interests in philosophy of mind, ethics, and American philosophy.
Please welcome Provost Karen Hansen.
Thank you, and good morning. I'm delighted to be here with all of you this morning to mark the beginning of what promises to be one of the most transformative times of your lives. As the introduction noted, I am a proud graduate of this great university. How great is the U of M? We're a university of opportunity and accomplishment. We're one of the very few universities in this nation where students can study nearly anything they choose, from business, law, medicine, and agriculture, to arts, humanities, sciences, and engineering. We have the advantage of being located in a vibrant metropolitan area where local Fortune 500 companies, nonprofits, arts and cultural organizations, and governmental entities are vying to work with our faculty, students, and alumni. Add the fact that one of the world's great rivers runs right through this campus, and it's no exaggeration to say that the University of Minnesota is one of a kind. This great university gave me an excellent education. I was an undergraduate here, as just noted, and I double majored in philosophy and mathematics. Let's hear it for CLA. But before that, I grew up on campus. My father was an animal science faculty member for more than 30 years. Yay, Sea fans! I'll stop with the family history in detail, but I just want to say that my parents, my brothers, my cousins, my aunts and uncles, they all went to the University of Minnesota. And I met my husband here. I'm sure President Kaler and Gabrielle would agree, the University of Minnesota changed all our lives, and it has the power to change yours too. Now you know that you and I will always share the connection of having been a student at the U. But now I'm the provost, and you may well be asking yourselves, what's a provost? Put simply, I'm the chief academic officer. I oversee the colleges and schools, faculty hiring and development, and the recruitment and education of students. What I really do is work for you, to see that you're being taught by superb faculty and that you're supported in your deepest aspirations. That's my commitment to you. In return, I'd like to ask that you commit to doing what's necessary to get the best education possible. First, I want you to be an active participant in your education. You're already accomplished, high-achieving students. But even strong students can struggle. College is demanding, and you must take the initiative to embrace and meet that challenge. This can mean taking advantage of the many resources we make available to you, even before you think you need them. The best students don't wait until they're in trouble to get help. Literally thousands of faculty and staff are here on your side, committed to your academic success and personal well-being. Come talk to us. Our doors are open. I also want you to explore the university. As Gabrielle described the university as your biggest playground, and that's a wonderful metaphor. Embrace the wealth of opportunities the university offers. Sit in on classes outside of your major areas of interest. Participate in activities that spark your curiosity. Go to performances you're not quite sure you'll like. Don't be afraid to get out of your comfort zone, both in and out of the classroom. This means engaging with your fellow students, with faculty and staff, and, as Gabrielle noted, with the communities beyond our campus. You're at a research university, which means you're studying with some of the world's leading academics. Many of the faculty teaching your classes are also pushing the frontiers of the disciplines, their disciplines, creating new knowledge. Catch the excitement of that research enterprise and be a part of the quest for truth. We're also a public university, which means that we have obligations to all the citizens of our state. So do please consider service learning opportunities and seek out ways to participate in other outreach and engagement work. Finally, be proud. Take pride in the university. Today's convocation is a first step in building that pride, and take pride in your education. You do that by owning it, earning it. No one's going to hand it to you. We have great confidence in you. You should feel proud that you're here, embarking on a great intellectual adventure. We want you to flourish. And in 4 years, we want you to look back with a great sense of pride and satisfaction at all you've accomplished. I hope you'll love your experiences at the University of Minnesota as much as I loved mine. It's a fabulous place to learn and grow. So thank you for being here, and my very best wishes to each and every one of you.
Marlene Zuck is a professor in ecology, evolution, and behavior at the University of Minnesota.
Her research focuses on animal behavior and evolution, particularly in insects.
She is currently studying a cricket that evolved very rapidly in response to a parasitic fly.
Dr. Zuck is interested in the ways that people use animal behavior to think about human behavior and vice versa.
She also recently gave a TED Talk and is happy to report that Jane Fonda and Lily Tomlin laughed at her jokes.
And now, class of 2019, please welcome Professor Marlene Zuck.
Good morning. Now, as you've all heard by now, our motto is driven to discover. And I want to tell you about some of the opportunities you're going to have to help make those discoveries because of the University of Minnesota's status as a research institution. Well, what do I mean by that? Many years ago, when I was tutoring introductory chemistry before going to graduate school, a freshman in one of my sections named Doug loped up to me while I was walking across campus. "Hey," he said, "how much does my chem professor make?" I said I wasn't sure, but even at the time I had the inkling that although it's a reasonable way to make a living, being a university faculty member does not make you rich. Why did he want to know? Because, man, this guy has it good. In high school, my teachers all had 5 classes a day, 5 days a week. But the professor, he just teaches 3 days a week for an hour. How sweet is that? Now, it's always a shame to discourage someone from going into an academic career, but I felt compelled to disabuse Doug of his illusions. Now, leaving aside that preparing for 3 lectures a week requires no small amount of work, I told him that teaching isn't all the chemistry professor does. He spends a lot of time doing research. Doug looked blank. "What's that?" "Well, your chemistry textbook?" He nodded. "How do you think all that stuff got in there?" Another blank look. "It didn't get in there, it just was there, perpetual, immutable, like the stars in the heavens or the nagging of his mother." I explained that all of the information in the text came from people finding things out, doing experiments, putting them together with others' work, and eventually developing a body of knowledge that was currently the bane of his existence. But information in textbooks is always changing as new research leads to new conclusions. Well, Doug soon lost interest in academia as the ideal slacker's career. He actually fixated on becoming a physician instead, a goal I never found out if he attained. But what's the lesson in here for all of you? That if you want, you are going to be able to be part of a process of putting the material in our textbooks, whether that's in chemistry or art or history or any of the other fields that you're going into. Being at a research university means being part of the discovery of what our world is like. Now, often when people talk about making discoveries, they immediately go to the results of those discoveries, like helping to cure cancer or build a better robot. Now, those are worthwhile goals, and maybe some of you will be participating in research that has those applications. But I want to encourage you to embrace what's called basic research, or in the sciences, discovery science. Research that's trying to answer life's persistent questions. Any Prairie Home Companion fans might recognize that phrase. Now, my own research isn't about curing cancer or building bridges. I study bug sex and evolution and how males and females evolve to be different. It's what I do when I'm not teaching, and many students have helped me with it over the years. People in my lab have spent more hours than they'd probably like to admit watching crickets mate in a darkened room. Now, there are people who would say that that kind of research isn't useful and we shouldn't be doing it at a public university. Your parents are paying good money to get you educated, not to have you watch bug sex. But basic research is incredibly important. Its practical outcome isn't always clear, but it forms the foundation of everything we know. That kind of pure research has always been done. But in the days before universities like this one, people had to fund it either through their own fortunes or by acquiring patrons, wealthy people who paid for research at the whim of their interest. Now, if we return to that system, it would make research much less democratic and way less diverse because we don't all have access to either personal fortunes or well-to-do friends. And the sheer reduction in the numbers of people able to make discoveries would impede progress in finding the answers. You never know where research into basic questions will lead. Just imagine that you're asked whether to recommend funding for a project that will use really detailed X-rays to determine whether a certain kind of acid molecule has a shape that curves with 2 halves made up of 4 components. Did the 2 parts of the molecule run parallel to each other or anti-parallel? The researchers who were doing the work claimed This structure has novel features which are of considerable biological interest. Does that sound irrelevant, ho-hum, a waste of taxpayers' money? Congratulations, you just vetoed work on the structure of DNA. James Watson and Francis Crick used that sentence to begin their historic report on the discovery of a lifetime. So I encourage you, all of you, to get involved to the answers to all kinds of questions, whether they seem like they're going to give immediate practical solutions or not. You could find out something completely new, and it could end up in a textbook. Thank you.
On campus, I'm involved in the Admissions Ambassadors, where I give campus tours, the men's crew team, and undergraduate research.
On campus, I'm involved in a pre-med student group, and I also work in a research lab and have an on-campus job as a parking attendant.
On campus, I am involved in orientation and first-year programs, Carlson Crew, and Women in Business.
On campus, I am involved in a mentor program where I'm paired with a Gopher alum, I'm in a sorority, and I also play intramural volleyball.
On campus, I'm involved in a student-run organization that hosts a dance marathon for Minnesota's Masonic Children's Hospital and the Marine Biology Club, where I got to travel to Honduras for a coral reef dive trip.
On campus, I am involved in the Recreation and Wellness Center's Group Fitness Instructor Program.
My advice for new students would be
My advice for new students would be to try new things, meet new people, and visit strange places, but stay true to who you are. You'll find that your best friends will be the people who know and like you for you.
My advice for new students would be to try and discover new things, and don't be afraid to ask for help when you need it.
My advice for new students would be to be patient with yourself and never forget who you are.
My advice for new students would be to take advantage of each day. Your experience here is what you make of it, so get involved, work hard, and remember to relax and have fun.
How are you going to make the most of this year?
How are you going to make the most of this year?
Take on leadership positions.
Get to know your professors.
Set your goals.
Study.
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 And now, please give a warm welcome to 320 of your fellow students, led by drum major Robert Rudin, who have found an exciting way to get involved on campus.
Class of 2019, I would like to introduce you to 320 of my absolute favorite people. This is the 124th University of Minnesota Marching Band. Good morning, band.
Good morning, Professor McCann.
Band, stand at ease. Good morning, class of 2019. My name is Betsy McCann, and I'm the Assistant Director of the University of Minnesota Marching Band. These students have been on campus for about a week and a half and have worked for over 140 hours to get ready to prepare for you, to perform for you last night, this morning, and of course tonight at the football game. Many members of the band that you see are also members of your class, the graduating class of 2019. Band members, if you are part of the class of 2019, will you please raise your instruments and introduce yourselves to your classmates? We have all heard a lot today about getting involved and following your passions and finding ways to be involved in this university. These students have done that, and one of the great things is that they have found a way to be involved that often goes beyond their major. To prove the point, band members, if you are not a music major, will you please hold up your horns? Thank you. So class of 2019, you do not have to be bound by your major either. You don't have to be a music major to participate in the marching band or many of our other ensembles. And you don't have to be a certain major to participate in so many of the clubs and activities that we have here. Follow your passion and find a way for you to be a part of this university in a meaningful way and to contribute to our history and our shared experience. Speaking of history, many of the things that this band does contribute to our history and keep our history. The Rouser that you heard last night, and you're going to hear many, many more times, is over 100 years old. The Black M that you stood in last night and that you'll see on the field tonight with the marching band is also over 100 years old. The song Hail Minnesota is another over 100-year-old tradition. Hail Minnesota, if you don't know it already, is something you're going to learn very soon. This is our alma mater. It's a song that brings all of us together, students and alumni of the university, and makes you a part of this great tradition of the University of Minnesota. We sing it at the end of all of the football games, other sporting events, many events around the university, and including your commencement 4 years from now. So I think it's time for us to learn and become a part of this long tradition of students learning Hail Minnesota. I would like to invite our drum major, Robert Rudin, the 62nd drum major of the University of Minnesota Marching Band, and a number of Robert's friends to the podium to teach us Hail Minnesota.
Hey there, class of 2019. You ready to learn our alma mater? This is one of the most important songs you can learn here at the U of M. I'm going to go over it line by line, and we'll hear it sung by a few of my fellow friends. The first line is Minnesota, hail to thee, our college dear. The second line is, thy light shall ever be a beacon bright and clear.
Thy light shall ever be a beacon bright and clear.
The next line is, thy sons and daughters true will proclaim thee near and far.
Thy sons and daughters true
will guard thy fame and adore thy name. And the last line of Hail Minnesota is, thou shalt be their northern star.
Thou shalt be their northern star.
Thank you. Class of 2019, it is your turn. You've been walked through, the lyrics will be on the screen. Will you please sing Hail Minnesota with us? Now, it's customary when we sing our alma mater to stand and remove our hats. Thank you. The band has a short introduction, and then please join us in Hail Minnesota.
Ready, 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 ready.
Nice singing, everybody. That's a good start for your college career. Last night, you learned your new school song, your Minnesota Rouser. I can't wait to hear what you've got for it today. Let's hear you sing and clap along with the Minnesota Rouser. You may have a seat, class of 2019. Thank you for being a part of this with us. We have had a fantastic time being here with you this morning, but we've got some work to do to get ready for this game tonight. We can't wait to see you out there on the field. Class of 2019, in just a moment when the band leaves, Jenny Porter is going to come up to the podium and she's going to dismiss you. But for now, band, we've got some work to do. Kyle, can you get us out of here?